Good morning. You wake up in the morning and you make a beeline to the scale. First thing you can think about. But wait, I have to poop. I better poop. Or maybe I should pee. Or should I get naked? Will pajamas make a difference? Oh, I better jump on that scale. Now wait, I just got to get on this right. Just right. Is my weight balanced? Okay, I think I have it. Then you take a deep breath, you look down, and the number is revealed. Everything is like in slow motion, but your heart rate is through the roof. Okay, is that number the real number? Let me get off and on again. Geez, I wonder if I shaved my legs if that would have made it better. Okay, let me see again if this number has changed. What the? I remember one time I was like working with a trainer and I had lost 3 pounds. I was super proud. I was doing all the things. And I went to go weigh in and the person said, "Wow, you're, for being such a big girl, you should have lost more." I lost 3 pounds. What did that do? That person told me how to feel, the number told me how to feel, and I was feeling good. And then all of a sudden, it all got destroyed. We all diminished it. And, or the other thing is, and I've been guilty of both of these sides of the fence, is that we're either addicted to the scale and we're weighing ourselves multiple times a day, praying that it'll change, or we're on the other extreme where we avoid it, like me. I avoided it for decades. Does your mood, your self-confidence, your self-worth get determined for the day by the number on your scale? We just cannot bow down to the scale every single morning, just praying, hoping, just wondering what our day is going to be like depending on what that number says. For me, I have some real bathroom scale trauma. Like seriously, before even having surgery, when I would go to my doctor, every time I would get weighed in before seeing my doctor, I would lie to the nurses. I would say that I was in therapy and my therapist said that I shouldn't, focus on the number. So I would avoid seeing the number. I wouldn't let them tell me what it is. And this went on for decades. This was a straight up lie, but I just couldn't deal with what the number had to say on the scale. It would determine my whole mood for the day. It would determine everything moving forward. Then even after surgery, you have to go through the process to get your bariatric surgery approved. You're seeing a surgeon, you're seeing your doctor, etc. So I kind of got used to the scale again. I really forced myself to see that number. But then as we, post-op, you start focusing on that scale again. Your surgeon's focused on that scale. The number becomes everything. And it started to become extreme. And all those triggers, that trauma just started flooding back. I'd find myself weighing myself multiple times a day. That's all I focused on. It was just insane, and it was starting to really wreak havoc on my journey, but also my mental health. Ask yourself, are you living, breathing by the scale? Do you let the scale tell you if you're successful or not? Does it dictate, like literally dictate your mood for the day? Do you think about that number all day long after you step off the scale? How much time, effort, thought is going into the weighing of yourself? But really, ask yourself, are you weighing your body mass or are you weighing your self-worth? Ask yourself, what kind of mindset do you need to step on that scale so that you do not allow yourself to lose your mind? Wouldn't you like the freedom in knowing that the scale is important at times, but it's not the end-all be-all? So let's talk about it. The main thing that you're going to need to know, we'll get to it, and hint, it has nothing to do with your weight. If you stick with me here to the end, I'm going to tell you the exact time and when you should weigh yourself. So I get it. Especially after bariatric surgery, we just want to believe it should always be going down. But why do some of us, when we don't lose a certain amount of pounds, that we think right away we're a failure? We think even if we're doing all the things right and it just doesn't go down or stays the same, we think, oh my God, what are we doing wrong? We have so much garbage thinking around in our head about the scale, about the number on the scale, what we should weigh, how it should work. It's just not factual. It's just not science. It's just a crazy game because all those diets before, all those programs we had before, there was, of course, a weigh-in portion of it. It was probably the main focus of your diet. But the thing is, it has become so normalized. There's so much fear and shame around weight, about talking about weight, about losing weight, about gaining weight, about how to lose weight. what we should weigh, what we should look like. The reality is, stalls and plateaus and even a little gain after bariatric surgery is just normal. Every body's different. Some of us lose slow and steady, some of us lose fast and furious, and some of us with multiple stalls along the way. It's all normal. But we end up tearing ourselves down, on these assumptions that we've made about how weight loss should work. And it sure the heck cannot tell you if you're worthy or not. If we truly want to lose weight long term, the fundamental thing is that we must change the way we think about it. That is what is missing in every other diet program that we've done before. You know who taught us about that thinking? Is the diet industry, is all those fitness trainers, the beauty industry, the food industry, movies and social media, some of our loved ones, our culture, and even our bariatric surgeons. Who has not taught us? Our own selves. The real reason we failed at all those diets before is we were missing the thinking part, the mindset part. We just kept picking the diets, we'd try one, we might even get a little success, and then we would stop. We'd try another one, then we would stop. This is actually called diet surfing. And we keep doing it, we keep believing, we keep thinking, if we just follow all the things that they're telling us to do, that the scale will determine what is success, what is progress. And then we wonder when we make a mistake on our bariatric journey, everything just gets blown out of proportion. I'm a failure, I'm wrong, this isn't gonna work, I'm broken, the procedure didn't work. And then really quickly, once again, just like every other diet before, all that thinking comes rushing back and we're ready to quit, reaffirming all that crazy thinking. We need to learn how to step on a scale with confidence, like a boss. We need to be prepared and ready to take on whatever it tells us. And we need to learn how to pivot if our brain starts to go crazy with all these kind of intrusive thoughts with what that number has to tell us. Just think about it for a second. What kind of conversations are you having when you get on the scale? When you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is you're super anxious and nervous about getting on that scale, what are you telling yourself? Like, what kind of conversation are you having before even getting on that scale? Are you thinking, oh, this is a great opportunity to get some data about myself? This is a great opportunity to get to know myself. What is my body doing? Or when you're standing on that scale and the number shows itself, are you saying, what are you saying? Are you deciding, wow, this number is not going to define who I am as a person and what and how I'm going to feel like today. And then when you get off the scale, no matter what that number is, do you say to yourself, how am I going to move forward today? What actions am I going to take to get closer to my goals versus the actions allowing that number to tell me to get farther away from my goal? When you jump off that scale, are you saying, what is my next loving step? Stop wasting your journey, your life, focusing on just one part of that journey. It's so much more. We just need to track in other ways, like how powerful am I? What other achievements have I achieved? What's my strength level? What's my energy level? Have I reached my bigger why? Are we tracking those things, or is it just the number on the scale? And even when we lose, like when we lose a pound, have you ever said, well, it's just a pound. Oh, I only lost a pound. Raise your hand if you are a survivor of the yo-yo diets. I don't have any problems with these diet programs. They were successful, but what they were missing is the mindset that we need, just like some of our bariatric programs do as well. I remember a time, like a program that I was in, you know the drill. You'd go and wait in line to be weighed. Sometimes it was in front of people. And I would stress out all day. Like I would stress out starting in the morning. Like, what should I wear? I'm not gonna eat or drink before I go to the program to get weighed in. It's weigh-in day. So what clothes should I wear? Should I wear jewelry? How much is that gonna weigh? Am I gonna be able to take all that? What shoes should I wear? All that. I would stress out all day before my weigh-in. And then I'd be just like worrying about what that would say about what they think about me as I go in and weigh in for whatever diet program that was. Now, the thing is, I was starting to do that after having surgery. When I would have my follow-up with my bariatric surgeon, I would be doing the same thing. I would be like, I can't eat today. What clothes should I wear? Can I take my clothes off today? Oh my gosh, what are they going to think about me? We have to think about and remember, we also need to lose the mental and the emotional weight. But we might have to remind our medical professionals as well. Okay, here it is. When should I weigh myself and how often? Weigh yourself when you feel like you will not traumatize yourself by doing it. Just think about this. It is normal to get on the scale and feel a little scared, a little nervous, a little anxious. We've been taught this all our lives. The thing is, it's okay to have all the emotions. We have to learn to weigh our body, not our self-worth. Is it going to change overnight just because you watched this video, even if you got this far through the video? No, but we have to start somewhere. You want this to be totally different than every diet before. You know you have to change your thinking about this. You will lose the physical weight faster if you lose the mental weight first. What goes along side by side with this kind of thinking is self-sabotage. If you are suffering from self-sabotage, watch this video next so you can conquer that as well.